The history of poker and poker variations. Historical proof of people's passion in numerous types of wagering goes back nearly as far as background itself, as well as is spread out far and wide throughout societies, west as well as eastern, and also whatever in between. Early card video games show up to have actually been played on clay or stone plaques, with symbols repainted or polished upon the plaques to represent various words or characters of play. Rocks representing crude dice are likewise located at various archaeological digs. Online poker as it is played in the contemporary era, however, is a lot more current product of the development of video gaming. Contemporary online poker proceeds to evolve, however gladly for most gamers. Some of the advancement is being supported by experts as well as companies such as the Tournament Directors Association that seek to secure the video game through oversight, guidance, standard rules, and also limits. Home video games and some casino site games can go their very own method in terms of residence rules, plans, and also rules. PalaPoker.com and also its liable associates aim to shield all gamers by complying with officially standard, though still advancing, as well as sanctioned regulations. Texas Hold'em suits and characters. Modern fits and characters on the cards themselves evolved in 15th century France. The fits and also characters carried serious significances. The commonly highest suit, spades, stood for the state and its enforcement power using military force, as well as for this reason the sharp-tipped spade like the pointer of a spear. Hearts represented the spiritual power of the church. Diamonds were the wide range of business vendors. And clubs, as recommended by their leafy clover form, stood for the farming class, the farmers. The four fits of cards general stand for the structures and governance of civilization. Face card characters were originally modeled after renowned historical personalities. Therefore, when you are dealt the Texas Hold'em hand, you are holding history in your hands. Origins of poker. The precise beginning of online poker itself is rather dirty as a result of the broad and also in some cases wild variations of card games exercised throughout the world. However, it appears like modern-day Texas Hold'em, with its rankings of hands as well as approaches of wagering, can be traced back to a variant of the French God bless him video game, poke. In America, very early casino poker truly was pretty dirty, and the image of riverboat casino players and organized unfaithful appears to be quite precise. Poker had a bad track record in the 1800s, and most likely appropriately so. No officiating bodies, neither standard policies actually existed, therefore unfaithful was much more usual than it is today. Today, with the type of company at risk with casino poker, gambling establishments, online and also or else, have an unusual rate of interest in safeguarding the integrity of the video game so as not to undercut Texas Hold'em's appeal as well as people's pleasure of the greatest video game on the planet. Online poker variations. There have been lots of variations of casino poker throughout background. Early variations of the card game included draw casino poker, like 5-card draw, and afterwards advanced through 5-card stud and 7-card stud in World War II. Eisenhower was an online poker enthusiast, as was FDR and also Truman. Extra current U.S. presidents with casino poker excitements include Nixon, who reputedly used poker jackpots to finance his first congressional run for office, and Barack Obama. Out of Texas in the very early 1960s then came Hold Me Darling, which through the filter of Texas drawl eventually ended up being Texas Hold'em, the poker game that has actually come to be one of the most preferred kind of casino poker on the planet today. A Texan named Felton McCorkindale brought Hold'em to the Golden Nugget Casino in downtown Las Vegas in 1964. By the early 1970s, Benny Binion perfected the Texas Hold'em competition as well as launched the World Series of Poker, a showdown of online poker players, in which the centerpiece as well as World Champ is based upon Texas Hold'em. Remarkably, years prior to the Texas Hold'em grow, Scottish author A.D. Livingston anticipated, in a magazine Right Up in Life magazine in 1984, that Hold Me Darling would exceed all various other forms of Texas Hold'em in popularity as well as in being the basic kind for big money poker tournaments. Have confidence that the contemporary video game of casino poker is exercised in gambling enterprises and also home casino poker rooms with stability has the interest of the private players, and also the broad game itself is being shielded by officiating requirements with trained personnel as well as dealers. We are fortunate to be in an era when casino poker has developed into the wonderful video game it is today.